Okay, I got cut off on the previous video, part 1. So that's part 1, and this is now part 2. Obviously, my internet is not great, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I caught it, so I didn't really channel too much outside of the last thing that I said. The last general message for the collective coming through was about kind of like looking for allies when you're kind of going through some of the stuff that we were talking about, right? So definitely go back and listen to part 1 if you haven't yet. But it's like it does feel like there's opportunities to like make connections with people like who may not have been on your radar, right? It does feel like heartfelt connections that could be important too. So just be open to that and looking for allies in unlikely places. Don't be afraid to connect is what it feels like. Like it might be nervous to connect or to make some of these allies, but don't be afraid to connect. Let them come to you. Let them come to you. Okay. So we're good for our collective messages. All right. So now we're going to start with the Starseed-specific messages. And like I said, if you don't know what kind of Starseed you are, that is absolutely okay. We're going to go through the different types today. And like I said, if you want to do a full reading and really understand like where your soul came from, what type of Starseed you are, you can book that with me below. So would love to have you as a 1-1 client. All right. So I'm going to get some water real quick. All right. We're going to start with our Orion Starseeds, right? So our Star Wars Starseeds, because I always say Orion is like Star Wars. But just a couple treats. So if you're an Orion Starseed, you really value intelligence, but you're not overly emotional, right? So one thing you could be here to do on Earth is to actually learn how to love and experience emotion more so, right? A lot of Orion Starseeds also work in science or politics, and they also desire to be whistleblowers, right? And share the truth about all the deception on planet Earth, right? So if you're really into like conspiracy theories and that type of stuff, you could also be an Orion Starseed. And like people who have like different skill sets and really kind of like a jack of all trades, they also could be, from Orion Starseeds. And Orion was a pretty dense planet as well, similar to Earth, and they had a lot of battles and polarities. Like there was the whole Orion Wars, which is very similar to like Star Wars with the Orion Empire, and they went around and they were like destroying different planets, all trying to get the, all the different people under their control, right? And then there was the Resistance, like similar to Star Wars, how there's the Resistance, there's the Black League of Resistance who was fighting against them. Right. So a lot of Orion people, like you've been through some hard stuff, right? And I've had a lot of lifetimes in Orion. I've been in the Orion Wars, like been there. And so I get it. And so a lot of people too, it's like, and some of those are like tragic and you lost everything, right? And it was hard. But then some of those are also where you learn to be tough and you found your grit and you learned to fight and you were a freedom fighter too. So I like to really call upon a lot of my past lives in Orion too, when things get tough, when things get hard, because they've been through this and they fought against a massive empire that was trying to control everything. And at the end, I don't want to say that anyone like won, but like, it was like conflict was resolved. Right. So, and sorry, I'm so thirsty. Talking a lot. So, okay. So Orion Starseeds, what full moon messages do we have for our Orion Starseeds? So it feels like with the Orion Starseeds, it's like right now, it's kind of like if you're lost or you're trying to figure out like where to go or what to do next, it's like you're trying to figure that out. And it's like you're trying to clear things and understand things and like, okay, like where do we go? Like if you're in a new city, you're like looking at a map, like, okay, like what's over there? Like what's over here? Like you're trying to figure out like what to do. It's kind of like the energy we're stepping into this like full moon, message with time. And it feels like it's like there's a lot to do. It's like you want to have this plan, you want to know what you're doing. There's a lot to explore, but it's like there's also a lot that's like very easy, that's like close to you, right? So like if you move to a new city, it's like you want to go explore the whole city, you want to see everything and do everything. But really it's like you first should just explore your own neighborhood, right? Before you go too far out and you're like trying to explore everything in the city. It's like there's a lot around you. So it's kind of like introducing yourself to the people around you is going to be really good right now. Or like asking people that you already know, like maybe you're trying to figure out a solution to a problem And it's like maybe you have an acquaintance or like a person in your family or like a friend of a friend who knows a lot about the situation. It's about utilizing the resources around you right now instead of trying to just go like straight shot for like the big goal. It's like figuring out like what truly are the next steps. It's like taking a step back from the big plan and being like, okay, like what can I do now? And what's going to be important here now is to tap into like what feels good and what feels in alignment to do right now. Okay. So it's like a lot of times when I'm trying to figure out like what am I going to do next, like in terms of my content for my reels, or am I going to make content for YouTube, or am I going to put together a newsletter, or should I try to organize like an event? Like I kind of have to tap into so what feels good, what feels easy, what feels like there's energy there, what feels like I would want to do it. And that's a skill I've kind of learned over time, right? And the more I've opened myself up spiritually and like understand like working with energy and manifestation and block, and but then like understand how working through blocks works too, is like the more you kind of know like this next step feels good, or like if I try to feel like about this next step, it feels like there's resistance. So is that really the right step? It's like really tapping in and kind of being like, okay, like what feels good? And sometimes it may not be something that necessarily is like would make sense logically. It's like using your intuition, because sometimes you do stuff you're like into, like I think I should do this, and it's like logically it makes more sense to do something else. So it's like really tapping in and allowing yourself to kind of like flow into it. And I think the logic will calm you, like flow into the logic. But first it's like kind of like feeling into what the next right decision is going to be big for you guys this two week full moon period. All right. Anything else for Orion Starseeds? You guys are just going to be kind of like observing what's going on. It does feel like you guys are going to be involved with some kind of like the competition and stuff that was like noted in part 1 of the video for everyone. So you're gonna do a lot of scoping out to what competition is doing and kind of trying to make your plan. We'll kind of like seeing what you think their plan is. Like they're showing me kind of like this scene where it's like if you're about to go to battle with like someone, like, you know, back in like movies and stuff, they'll send like scouts to kind of watch the other camp what they're doing. Like that's what you're doing. You're kind of observing what your like opponent would be doing, or the other person, the other party in the situation, and trying to figure out like, okay, this is what I think they're going to do, right? So this is kind of where like the logic and the real life into like situations come in, right? Like kind of combining that with the first part of like using your intuition. Like you are going to be kind of like getting and digesting information and like trying to make a plan. Like it feels like there's going to be a lot of strategy going on for Orion Starseeds during this full moon period. So yeah, just be on the lookout. They're kind of giving a warning here not to get too caught up in like your emotions or like your mind and like letting your mind overthink things where you're like, well, what if this, and then you like start to panic and you're just like getting anxiety and stuff. It's like, don't let yourself get into that mind space where it's like you're just mind like boggling yourself and you're like, oh my God, what if this, what if, like overthinking and freaking out. Like, do not allow yourself to do that. You have to remain calm and you have to remain with a clear head, and you have to really give yourself time to process things. Tell yourself, I'm going to figure this out. No matter what the situation is, just tell yourself, like, I'm going to figure this out. There's going to be a clear-cut solution, and I do not need to worry. And just allow yourself to breathe and allow that information to flow into you. So that's going to be where the intuitive part comes in, right? So it's like, you're going to be going out there getting real world information, but then you're also going to be using your intuition to digest it and figure out next steps. So yeah. So your guides are with you, Orion Starseeds. It might be a stressful 2 weeks, but that's okay because you're going to get through it. And there, like we said before, there is going to be conflict resolution at the end of this 2 week period. So, all right. Anything else for Orion Starseeds? I think we're good there. Let's go on to our Arcturian Starseeds. Okay. So Arcturian Starseeds, there's the less of you guys on the planet, right? And Arcturians are known for being more of an advanced civilization. So they are 5th dimensional and above. They're kind of depicted as these like blue, typical like ET beings looking with like the big head and like, you know, the pointier, you know, face like a typical alien. And they're like blue, or you get up to higher dimensions, they can be white, but not an Earth-like planet at all, right? Like they have higher levels of consciousness, so there's more telepathy. Like there's more of a collective consciousness, and it's just not the same as Earth. Like the technology is much more advanced, the spirituality is much more advanced, but just like their lifestyle is very different. You know, like they're not going to be the ones going to see movies and fun stuff like that, right? Because they know so much that it's like, here we have like imagination, and it's like, okay, we can go and we can like see this story and like kind of get caught up in things, and like there's just a lot of room for like creativity and stuff here. And not to say that there's not room for creativity there by any means, but it's just different because they're just much higher dimensional than we are. So just a couple traits of Arcturian starseeds. If you have higher than average telepathic abilities, you can like read people's thoughts or just kind of know what someone is thinking. Or if you are able to actually be like telepathic and like transfer your message to someone else, that is a sign that you are an Arcturian starseed. A lot of Arcturian starseeds work in a career of a field that's like where like technology, architecture, invention, science, math, statistics, advancing medicine. So if that's your career, your passion, it can mean you're an Arcturian starseed. If you kind of feel like you have a mission here on Earth, like you're going to set up a new society where technology and spirituality meld cohesively, like if that's important to you to be both spiritual and scientific, like that's a good sign that you are an Arcturian starseed. So if any of those resonated, you know, that can mean you're an Arcturian starseed. But like I said, if you want to come in, do a reading with me, we can definitely confirm what type of starseed you are and then what other star systems you've been on as well. Like for me, I've been on pretty much all of these star systems, right? Like I've had lifetimes in Arcturus. I don't identify as an Arcturian starseed, but I have been there, right? All right. So, and again, if you want to book, you can book below. All right. So what's going on with our Arcturian starseeds for this full moon? It just feels like there's a lot of annoyance coming in, right? It's like if you have to like walk up this giant hill and you're annoyed because you're like, why do I have to walk up this giant hill? Like that's what's going on with our Arcturian starseeds. You're just annoyed at the situation and you feel like it's like if you're in the middle of a hill and it's like, I've already walked up this hill so much and I have so much further to get to the top of the hill. Like whatever situation you've been in, it's like it's ongoing, right? And you're still going through it and it's annoying, right? Like and you're only like partially like through it, right? And so for our Arcturian starseeds, it feels like a little bit of a moment of pause, right? Because you're in the middle of the situation that's annoying, that's like an uphill battle, right? It's kind of like the synonym they're giving, the symbolism they're giving, you know, to me. And it's almost like you just need to stop and take a break and look at everything going on around you. A lot of times on Earth, like things are so frustrating, right? Like there is so much going on Earth, and it's just so hard to be a human because like you have to deal with BS all the time from other people, from the systems around us. Nothing is easy. Everything costs money. Like everyone's emotions are high. Like it's just such an annoying situation, and it's so easy to take yourself out of the beauty of the planet and the beauty of this life and the beauty of what it means to be human because we just get caught up in all this stuff all the time. But what they're showing is really taking a moment to remove yourself from that situation and really just enjoy, like, I have this time now, I have this peace, and I have this beauty around me, and I'm just going to enjoy it. And I'm not going to let that other stuff like ruin it for me or entrap my thoughts, my emotions. Like, I'm just going to be in the moment and like enjoying like what I can enjoy in this particular moment. So it's just kind of like a recognition of that for Arcturian starseeds and knowing like, yeah, we're only halfway through. We've still got an uphill battle to go. We still got a lot of ways to walk to the top of the hill, but that's okay. Let's pause. Let's rest. There's going to be a call to rethink certain things, right? So this is where your analyzation skills are going to come in. A lot of Arcturian starseeds are very logical, right? So they really want to analyze things. We want to take some time to go back and look at records of things, right? And to understand what has happened in the scenario and to logically think through it, right? It's going to be an opportunity to learn to trust your own logic, right? Like, do I trust myself? Do I believe myself to make the right decision here? It's a moment to gain strength and gain clarity and gain confidence, right? Because this 2-week period is where you're really going to be tested and you're going to be able to say like, hey, like, how do I get myself out of this situation? Am I strong enough to finish this? Am I strong enough to make it through? And this is going to be like the point for you where you're able to get that real life experience of like, hey, like if I can do this, I can do anything, right? So this pause is going to be important. It's going to be good. It's really going to move you forward as a human. It's going to be a profound time for you guys, right? So if you're Arcturian and you're listening to this, just know that you also have support, but your soul has designed this time to be hard on purpose. So it's not that the universe is out there for you. It's working for you. It's doing this to make you stronger, to make you better, faster, however you want to say it. Like you are being put through this test so that you can do better in the future, so that you can finally overcome these things, whether they're fears, obstacles, blocks, these things about yourself that you don't like. You're being put in this test so that you can say like, hey, I'm not like that anymore. I know I'm stronger. I know I can get through this. I know I'm here for a reason. Like that's what's happening to you these next 2 weeks. So it might be uncomfortable. It might not be fun, but you're going to get through it. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be stronger and better than ever. So, okay. Yeah. They like that. And they just want to note too that once you do get to the top of the hill, right, to use the same metaphor, like it's going to be a beautiful view. It's going to be like the most beautiful fucking phenomenal view you've ever seen. You just be like, holy shit, it's so pretty. You're like, oh my God, like it was all worth it in the end, right? Like you are going to get, you're going to, like, it's going to be worth going through this stuff. Like it really is. Like it's going to be wonderful at the top of the hill. So just know like your prize is waiting for you, but you have to keep going now. You have to be strong and you have to learn the lessons set in front of you to learn, right? By the universe, by your soul, you know, those lessons are there for a reason. Okay. All right. Let's go on to our Pleiadian Starseeds. Now, I'm sure a ton of you out there have Pleiadian lifetimes, right? Some of our, you know, most common ETs that we hear about, they've been very involved with Earth. So we have a ton of Pleiadian Starseeds here. They're the ones, they look like the typical like model humans. They're like tall and like beautiful and like they're all like very pale skin and pale hair is the way they're typically depicted. Now, do I know if there are other Pleiadians who don't all look like that? As far as I know, no. But I also like to keep it open too, right? Because I'm like, maybe there are ones who look different, you know? A lot of these Pleiadians are very gentle and kind in nature, and they're very soft-spoken and polite. So if that's you, it can mean you are a Pleiadian. If you're interested in like healing and metaphysics, or if you work in the health and wellness industry, such as like a yoga instructor, a dietitian, psychology, like alternative healing, that could mean that you are a Pleiadian starseed. And then also a lot of people love animals are Pleiadian starseeds, right? So they're very gentle kind of nature. The Pleiades is a higher dimensional society, right? And there's a lot of interests on the Pleiades, a lot of different like society interests, a lot of different things, like architecture, like all kinds of cool stuff there too, right? So they have like, and I know some knowledge about the Pleiades, but like I feel like there's so much more we could learn about them, right? But they're just known for being just like very gentle and kind. So if that resonates with you, you could be a Pleiadian starseed. And again, if you want to book a reading with me, I can definitely confirm if you are a Pleiadian starseed or not, or what type of starseed you are. So, you know, that link is below if you want to book. And then also, please do not forget to subscribe if you are enjoying this video. All right, so let's see what's going on with our Pleiadian starseeds for this full moon. Interesting. Light language immediately is coming through when I go into the Pleiadian starseeds. So I'm just going to speak a little bit of it real quickly. Tolindan shindan din kolondan shindan din dalin han din dan don hashman don din kolondan shindan din dalin han dan din kolondan shindan din dalin han din dan don hashman don din kolondan shindan din dalin han dan din kolondan shindan din dalin han din dan don. That was definitely Lyran. That was not Pleiadian. So that's interesting. But okay, so let's see. Okay, so our Pleiadians, like, there's going to be something that you're going to see that's going to happen this full moon period where you're just going to be like, what? You know, it's like, it's going to kind of catch your attention. It's like, what's going on over there? It's like if you're, and they're actually showing me like a Pleiadian on horseback. Like if they're riding on their horse and they're like, they're kind of riding through town, they see something going on. They're like, what is going on over there, right? So they're looking. And I think that what is the realization that's going to happen is like this, what you're seeing, like this is going to change things. Like this is going to mean there are significant changes for you, right? Like it's like, oh, like this has happened. Well, things are going to be different now, you know, like something's afoot, something's going to change, right? It's like that type of feeling. And you're going to be hesitant and you're going to want to learn and explore more. It's kind of like, okay, well, I can see some things happening, like, should I go and check it out? Like what's going on here, right? So there's some feeling of that happening. Some type of events are definitely going to happen during this 2-week period that's going to make you take a pause and be like, oh, okay, what's going on here? What does this mean for me, right? And there might be a feeling of waiting for full information to come in too. So like maybe something happens, but you don't really know the effects of it. So you're kind of waiting for more information to come in, but like it's like an anxious waiting, or like we're all waiting for this. Like we don't know what's going to happen yet, but something's happened. It's like you're waiting for a test result or something like that, right? It's like you're waiting for the result of a test to come in. So it's like you kind of know, but it's like you're twiddling your thumbs, you're like anxious, you're kind of like waiting for a messenger to come in. And so the message here is really just to focus on what you can control, right? Because you're not going to be able to control everything in this situation. Like there are some unknown factors that you are not going to be able to control. And so you need to focus on like what is in your control, what is at hand, and what can you do now, instead of worrying about potential situations that haven't happened yet. Because there is the opportunity for like you to be like worried about this might happen and that might happen. Oh my God. And if this happens and this will happen, you know, like there are those possibilities, but like we don't know if those things are going to happen until certain other information comes in. And when we're in this third dimension, like it takes a long time for information to come through and for us to know things, right? So it's really just like, I mean, a warning, but like a warning that comes with like really like a lot of support and a lot of love. That's like, hey, like we don't know yet. So let's just calm, let's just chill. Let's just wait till we know more information. Like that's what's really coming in for our Pleiadians. It feels like by the end of the full moon, you will have more clarity, but there is going to be this 2-week period. There's just going to be some waiting here, but also sometimes to explore too. So while you're waiting for the situation to kind of find out what's happening, you can learn more about it, like fact-based knowledge. So it's like you can go and you can Google something, or you can get a book, or you can read articles. Like there's so many different ways to get information nowadays, right? And so it's like you can go and get more information that's going to make you feel better about the situation and understand more about like the options or potential like outcomes. If you can go and you can kind of get that information, just study and just learn. And a lot of times that can actually make you feel a lot better. So it can be like a good like coping mechanism for some of the anxiety that can occur, right? Yeah. And just know that everything is going to be okay. Like just knowing that too and believing that and really having that full body that like, yes, I'm in this situation and I'm anxious and I'm nervous and something that has happened that has changed things has happened, but I accept that and I'm going to be okay regardless. Like I accept this as a new path. I accept that this is my new outcome, my new life, and knowing that I'm going to be okay, and that not only am I going to be okay, but I am being divinely guided, right? I am being divinely guided to my highest timeline, and that things are going to be absolutely 1,000% okay. Yeah. It's a period of release of fear and anxiety. It's a period of letting go. There's some acknowledgement here that there are, forces outside of us, things that we can't control, and just being okay with the fact that there are things we can't control. And sometimes there is nothing you can do in a situation. Like sometimes like you can't control the outcome of a situation and you have to just go with it. You have to respond to it and do what is in your control and what you can do, right? So that's what they're saying here too. It's like a big like lesson learning, but also just like learning the lesson through living it, right? So, okay. All right, let's see if there's anything else there. Yeah, it feels like for some of these situations, some of you guys are going to want to kind of like push people away or like be upset, like, no, go on. Or like, maybe it's like a passive aggressive, like, no, like, yeah, like, I don't need your help, or no, like, you've already done too much. Like there might be some interactions like that. And no need to close yourself off from others, but be open to support during this time, right? It might be tempting to close yourself off or just want to like deal with this stuff on your own, but being open and knowing it's okay to ask for help is going to be really big during this time period, right? Not shutting yourself off or closing yourself off to others. As much as you want to do that, as much as it feels good to do that, right? It's that shadow part of you that's like, I don't need anyone else. I hate everyone. I don't, I'm just going to deal with this on my own. Like, as much as it's tempting to go into that mindset, the more that you can stay out of that mindset and ask for help and find like love and help within your community and the people around you, the better off you're going to be. So All right. So that's it for our Pleiadian Starseeds. All right. There's a lot going on. Oh my gosh. There's so much going on this full moon period. All right. So let's see what's going on with our Sirian Starseeds. So our Sirian Starseeds are also very common on Earth because Sirius has been very actively involved on everything that's happened with Earth's history, more so than a lot of other ET groups. So a lot of Sirius Starseeds are very calm. They're even killed. They're hard to anger, and they're very practical in their approach to life. So if you're a very like practical person and you stay calm, like it can mean you're a Sirius Starseed. A lot of people love science fiction and fantasy books and movies. Those guys are Sirius Starseeds. A lot of people with like tattoos. Sirius Starseeds love to get tattoos. And then people who are also drawn to healing, like that's something, you know, similar to Pleiadian. The Sirius mystery schools are where we learned a lot of like healing and knowledge, and we keep that data in Sirius, right? So that we don't lose it, right? So like all about the, things like Reiki and energy healing, right? Like all these different alternative like healing modalities. We learn those in the mystery schools on Sirius. Our souls did, right? As another incarnation, another person, another ET. And then we bring that knowledge with us here at the soul level here to Earth. So with that being said, like even like crystal healing, massage therapy, like if you like that kind of stuff, it could show you're a Sirius Starseed, or at least you spend a lot of time there. And then people who feel a deep connection to the water element are like the ocean. Like those are typical Sirius Starseeds because a lot of the planets on Sirius are completely like covered in water. Like Sirius B is like mainly water. And so you'll see a lot of like mermaids or mer people or like amphibian beings, like those types of like ETs are on Sirius. So, like people who are like their dream is to work in marine biology or work with animals or be underwater. Like those are going to be a lot of our like Sirius Starseeds too. So, all right. What do we have for our Sirius Starseeds today? Some light language is coming through again. I'm just going to quickly say it. Dolindan, Chandindan din Han, Kindon din, Cholondan din din, Colondan, Chindan dalin Han din don, Hashmindan din Kindan din, Cholondan din Han don, Woda Shaw, Shoda, Kirash, Krira, Hibro Shodan, and in Hania, Shinan, Canadian, Labado, Shoda, Lina, Ningan, Jean, then Don, Shanidan, Kilandin, Shanidan, Ninan, Hon, Mandoshoda, Kiradish, Sholinan, din, Colondan, Chindan dalin Han din don, Hashmandan din, Colondan, Chindan dalin Han din don. So just a transmission for Sirius Starseeds. Got you guys some light language. But what is going to be going on with you guys for this 2-week period? Definitely feels like there's a type of pause for you guys as well. Kind of like similar where we were talking about earlier, like for the Arcturian Starseeds is like you're walking up the hill. It feels like similar, but instead of like you're on a journey, things aren't super easy, but like you kind of know it's within your grasp, like what you're trying to accomplish, but you kind of choose to stop and like just take a pause and see the beauty around you. It's also about like choosing to stop and like enjoy life, enjoy the process, enjoy the things that are around you right now. Yeah. Like some of the decisions you're going to be making right now, feel like you're making them just because you want to enjoy life, or you want to try new things, or you want to have a certain experience. Like it feels like there's a lot of energy like that for Sirius Starseeds this 2 weeks. It's just like taking a pause to enjoy. And I think something similar came up in the new moon messages. So Sirius Starseeds, like you guys are like, it was like y'all were on vacation, but you're still kind of in that energy, it feels like, of just like enjoying life, enjoying the things that Earth has to offer. Feels like this is something like the Sirius Starseed Collective is like really wanting to enjoy this time on the planet, because there's so much going on, but yet it's like we want to smell the roses. We want to stop and look at the plants. We want to stop and look at the birds. Like we want to enjoy the nature and the things around us. We want to enjoy relationships, the people around us. Like it just feels like this energy that was from the new moon is continuing into this full moon, right? But it's also like there's a sense of adventure and wanting to explore again. Wanting to explore, wanting to see things, wanting to understand what's around you, why things are the way they are. There's like some curiosity coming in. So like there's some new projects that could be coming through for you guys in this 2-week period. just new ideas, new things coming through, new places to check out, new experiences to have. Like, I'm just going to take this day and I'm going to go work remotely. Like, I went to go work from one of the Disney hotels one time remotely because I just wanted to go and see what it was like to hang out there and just like be there and have the experience just because I want to do it. Or it's like, maybe you go check out, if you work remotely, like a new neighborhood or something, like go to a new coffee shop, checking out a new bar, right? It's just like, I just want to see what it would be like to do this just for the heck of it, right? Like no other reason. Stopping to smell the roses, recharging. You guys are in a period of recharging. A lot of serious starseeds are in a period of recharging right now. And that's why it's important to fuel yourselves right now, and allow yourself to rest, because there is going to be stuff picking up for serious starseeds here soon. It's just right now we are really in a relaxation period, a recharging period. It feels more like a recharging. That's why I feel like you keep getting kind of like this like vacation aspect or exploring or like just enjoyment, right, for serious starseeds, because you are in this kind of like recharging period. Like there's going to be things that come up later for you guys later in the year, you know, later in time. But right now it's really just stopping to enjoy the roses like on this planet. Getting out in water is going to be important for you guys. Like I said, a lot of you have past lives where you were some type of like mermaid or merman or merperson, amphibionic beings. And so it's just going to be important to reconnect to the aspect inside of you. Let the emotion flow through you. A pause, a recharge is a great time to release as well. It's a great time with the full moon. So letting that energy flow through you and letting yourself reconnect to your body through water. Letting yourself enjoy being in water, doing what you want to do in water, whether that's going to a lake, a pool. If you can't get to a natural body of water like a spring, that's even better. Or like the ocean is going to be like important too. But just allowing yourself to recharge using water and to relax. It's like a beach day. It's showing me like a beach day. Again, Sirians get to be on vacation. I don't know what's going on with you guys. Just kidding. But yeah, that feels good. Also going to fun events if you guys can. Like if there's fun events over the next 2 weeks, just like a dance party or listening to live music, like that's going to be big for you guys as well. All right. Okay. So next are going to be our Lyra and Vega starseeds, right? So our Lyrans are going to be some of our oldest souls. A lot of them came over for Andromedan galaxy, right? But they were the Earth's first humans. So I'm pretty much a Lyran starseed. I call myself an Andromedan starseed, but most of the work I do is with like Lyran light language, Lyran sound technology. I have a great affinity for Hello Kitty. So the Lyrans were like cat humanoid. Remember, as crazy as that sound, it sounds nuts. And I got more visions of them recently. Like if you like ever watch a cat, like the way it eats with like its tongue and stuff and the way it moves its head and stuff, I'm like, that's crazy to think about that being like on a human, you know? But they were showing me the way they ate, and like they do not eat with like forks and knives or like any types of utensils. Like they just take the bowl and like lick it like a cat would. And I was like, what? Like these humans who like eat, like, I don't know. It was so weird. This stuff it sounds so crazy when I talk about it. So I get it. I feel like this is weird. But yeah. So Lyran, some of the starseed traits are if you love good and exotic food, beverages, if you love romantic relationships, if they're really important to you, if you just want to love and be loved in return, like those are all like Lyran starseed traits. Lyran starseeds tend to be like more athletic and enjoy exercise and sports. That's not one I personally identify with. I'm not athletic at all. But yeah, that is a common trait for a lot of Lyran starseeds because they were very physical beings. If you dream of big galactic wars and devastation of planets, like if you have recurring dreams where that's happening, that could be a sign that you were on Lyra when those planets were destroyed in the Lyran wars and you are a Lyran starseed. And then if you feel like an extremely old soul and that you've been incarnating since the dawn of time, it probably means that you are, you know, an extremely old soul and have been on Lyra. Not to say that they are the oldest souls in our galaxy, because Arcturians that we talked about earlier and the Antares also have very, very old souls. But Lyrans are probably like the most common. Like a lot of people of Lyran descent are on the planet right now. So they're very like the most common old souls. So, all right. And then Like if you're very like positive and uplifting type of personality that's very cheerful, that could also mean you're a Lyran starseed. All right. Anything else? Oh, for a lot of Lyran starseeds, really like their biggest challenge is like speaking up and like owning their voice. And so if that's something with you, if you have like challenge with that, or alternative, like if you're really good at it, then that could also mean that you're a Lyran starseed. So I just wanted to mention that one as well. But our messages for our Lyran starseeds. Tolindan shandin dandin handin dandin kolondan light language kolondan shindandin dalin handin dandon hashmandan londin kolondan shindandin dalin handin dandin kolondan shindandin dalin handin dandin dalandon. So a lot of light language coming through today. Just take it in every time it comes through. It's very healing. But okay, so for Lyran starseeds, this is going to be, if you listen to part 1, I'm kind of talking about like people being in a race or like some type of competition with someone else. This is going to be the starseed group that's going to be most affected by this, right? So like it's going to be like you're in competition with someone and there's some kind of like clock or there's some kind of like deadline or something that you're kind of watching the other person to like see what they do. But you're also like, you've got to really keep your eyes focused on yourself and on the prize. If you are Lyran starseed, please listen to part 1 because it talks really like detailed in this scenario and it's very relevant for you guys. But I'm actually showing that for some of you particular Lyran starseeds that are listening, you may actually, it's like showing like before a big race, like in a movie where like, you know, someone's going to go and they're an athlete and they're going to go compete in a race. They're actually injured right before the race and they can't compete. So for some of you, you're actually going to be in this situation and you're actually like, something's going to take you out of the situation that's outside of your control, right? So like an athlete who's about to go compete in a race, like if they get injured, that's outside of their control. And for you guys, this stuff is happening. It's not in your control. If you're not supposed to be in the race, if you're not supposed to be doing something, like you are going to get taken out by the universe, right? If it's not the right path for you, you're going to be course corrected, right? And I'm not trying to say scare anyone and say, oh, you're going to get injured or something bad's going to happen to you. It's more so like something's going to happen. You're going to be like, this is not the right path for me. And you're going to kind of realize, or it's just going to be like, no, I'm not. I thought I was going to do this. Like I really thought I was going to do this. This is going to be my path. Like, no, it's actually not. And I feel like there might be some separation anxiety from this idea of what your path in your head was. And that's okay. Like, it's totally okay to feel that way. Like when we get this idea in our minds and we're like, this is what I'm going to do, right? Or this is what I'm going to say, this is what I'm supposed to be. We get very attached to it, right? So there's an attachment to it. But in this case, the attachment is good. It's good to have that attachment to it, but it's also good and okay to know that you can detach from whatever this is, right? So if your plan shifts, if your plan changes over the next 2 weeks, it is okay to pull yourself out of the race. It is okay to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something different. It is okay to switch directions or switch directions, change your mindset about what you're supposed to be doing and let what you're actually supposed to be doing flow in, right? It's okay to take yourself out of the race. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, not take turns. Take yourself out of the race. Find something else. It's totally okay. And you can be at peace when you make that decision, knowing it's the best decision for you. Okay. I like that. It's also not a time to compare yourself to others. It feels like there could be some comparison coming up for Lyran starseeds, and it's just not, it's not going to be helpful for you to compare yourself to others. They're on their own journey and you don't really know like the things they're going through or why they have their lifetime set up that way, right? All souls set up our lifetime a certain way, right? We make soul contracts for our life to look a certain way on this planet, right? And you just can't really know why a soul has decided to show up a certain way. And you may feel jealous or like they're better than you because their soul, you know, maybe they've been way more successful than you at a younger age, or something that comes easy to them as a struggle for you. And like there's certain things or obstacles in this lifetime that they need to be more successful at certain things to have those other obstacles be learned and lessons be learned the way that they need to be learned in this lifetime. So just know that and don't compare yourself to people. Like the only person you're in a race against is yourself. Like that's basically what they're saying. It's like, am I better than the person I was yesterday? And that's the only comparison that matters. So for Lyran starseeds, kind of like a disruptive time in your life where you're like kind of switching directions or changing your turns, changing the way you're turned. I don't know why turns keeps coming up, but it's about changing direction and being okay with it, being at peace with it, and knowing that it's for your highest best. And things don't have to work out the way you want them to, right? I love that song by Avril Lavigne, So Much for My Happy Ending. And that song's old. I don't even know when it came out. But there's been so many times in my life where I thought, okay, I'm going to do really well at this job and I'm going to move up the ladder, or I'm going to stay and live in the city and I'm going to like find a partner. We're going to live here. And like so many times where like what I wanted in my reality was like, no, like that's not happening for you. You're leaving that job. You're getting a different job. You're leaving that city. You're not meeting anyone there. You're not getting into that type of relationship at all, like, and it's just like, you have to find peace in it. And it just like, for me, I mean, I'm 35, so I have lived some life, but it's like, I feel like I've had that in my 20s. It's just over and over again. Like, no, like, this is not the path for you. Like, there's another path. Right. And it's just like, I've just got to be like, I'm like, okay, well, if it's not the path for me, then what is my path? Because I ultimately am going to follow the path that my soul set out. Right. So it's that type of feeling for Lyran Starseed. So hold on one sec. All right. Anything else we need to know for Lyran Starseeds? It's going to be a time of like growing and changing for you guys. Definitely a lot of time of self-reflection, figuring stuff out, really looking at your plan internally with your life, what you want to do with your life, what these things mean for you. So some big realizations coming through for Lyran Starseeds. Definitely a time of pause and reflection, but also a time of redirection. It's a big time of redirection for Lyran Starseeds. So yeah. You guys are going to feel a lot better coming out of these next 2 weeks. Like at the end of the 2 weeks, you're going to feel a lot better. Like, now I get it. Now I have closure. Now I understand why this stuff happened to me. Now I understand why I was involved in that. Now I understand what wasn't right, or why my past mistakes were okay, or what I need to do moving forward. It's like, there's just going to feel a lot of more like sense of security and like, okay, I get it now and I can move forward and I don't have to feel bad anymore. Like, there's going to be a sense of closure, but also like, it's going to be a sense of closure and acceptance. It's going to be able to lead to new beginnings. And there are going to be some new beginnings. I feel like there is going to be some energy of new beginnings already coming in by the new moon, but it definitely feels like closure needs to happen. We need to wrap it up in a present, put a bow on it, and send it on its way. Okay. All right. Okay. And then last is going to be our Andromedan Starseed. So I consider myself an Andromedan Starseed. I'm from the Andromeda galaxy, but there's also Lyrans after their planets were destroyed. I went to the Andromedan constellation. And so there's Andromedan constellation Starseeds as well. So if you think you might be an Andromedan Starseed, here's some traits you might have. So a lot of people say that you're really easy to talk to and a good listener, but sometimes you struggle more with like communicating. That can mean that you are an Andromedan Starseed. If you're very independent and love your freedom, that can mean you're Andromedan Starseed. You go on your path, you don't follow the crowd. Big sign of Andromedan Starseed. If you really like to travel and explore, that's a big thing with Andromedan Starseeds. They have that like free, independent like spirit where they want to explore. You might go, quit your job on the whim and go travel around, or like go backpacking out like in the wild, like these adventures, like on safaris. Like that's very like Andromedan Starseed type of energy. For Andromedan Starseeds, they can struggle with staying in a monogamous relationship or finding a romantic partner, as they have very high expectation of others and want a partner that is energetically aligned with their own frequency. So if you're someone who's like, yeah, I'm not just going to get in a relationship for the sake of it, or just because, or this, this person fixed 8 of my 10 boxes and they're there. If you're like, no, like I really want to find a good fit energetically, like that can mean you're an Andromedan Starseed. So, all right. I'm going to take one more thing of water here. All right. And then what is our message for our Andromedan Starseeds this full moon? Finally, a period of rest. So for Andromedan Starseeds, it feels like, okay, finally I can relax. I can let things come to me. I can let the plan come to me. I can understand what's next. So there's going to be a lot of clarity for Andromedan Starseeds during this full moon. it just feels like relief. Like there's going to be a lot of relief, like situations you were worried about or anxious about. Like there's going to be a lot of like relief coming through to you in this 2-week period, and a knowledge that things are about to get better, right? So it's kind of like a release, kind of like a calm, a clarity, and it's like, and then it's going to pick up like after this 2-week period, maybe a little before. Yeah. And it actually feels like there is going to be some opportunity for Andromedans to really either like strengthen or make new connections. Or just maybe even, it just feels like a sense of camaraderie, whether that's like romantic or friendship or family. Like it just feels like there's like this sense of camaraderie and like exploring new things with someone together. That feels like a relief as well during this 2-week period. Yeah, like a reconnection of love, of friendship. Like it feels like there might be some opportunities to like talk through certain like conflicts or things that have happened in your life with either friends, family, people who are important to you, and like really talk through them and see things from the other person's perspective and understand why they think and feel and do the way that they do, and be able to have those conversations so that you can really like feel better about maybe some of the things that have happened in the past or the conflict or the tension between you and someone else. Like there is opportunities to have those conversations and just come to resolution during this 2-week period. Also opportunities, I think, here to kind of like watch things that are happening. They're kind of showing me if they're like people looking through binoculars and like they're seeing like a volcano explode, you know, far away, but it's like you're kind of watching things going on and trying to make up your own opinions of them. Like maybe you're watching like a video about something or see something happening in the news or like seeing about some kind of like, and maybe it's just like a situation in your town or your work or something, and you're seeing things happen that are like, not that it's not related to you necessarily, but it's not like directly related to you. And you're kind of like trying to figure out like, what does this mean? Like, what do I really think about this? Like, it's like you're being more open-minded about considering things instead of just like automatically making a judgment on something or kind of thinking about something from the same way you always think about it. You're kind of like, okay, like, what does this actually mean? And like, who's right here? Who's wrong here? It's like you're looking at a situation and you're trying to, and you're like more open instead of just being like, okay, like this is what I believe, and everyone who says this is always wrong, and everyone who says this is always right. It's like, wait, like, it's like, I'm kind of understanding their perspective. I'm thinking about things from a different perspective, right? So it's like, it's more open to like understanding things from like a different perspective or different world viewpoints or someone else's viewpoint. It's like really analyzing the situation more objectively and understanding that sometimes there is no right answer. Like sometimes there's just not. It just is what it is. And people see things from different perspectives, and you have to be okay with that, that like someone else's perspective is different than yours is what I'm getting. Yeah. Being accepting of people even when they have different perspectives of you, right? So it feels like there's some external work with people in your lives, but then there's also some internal work too. Maybe like you're having a situation with someone and then you're seeing another situation, and those two things are making you have like internal realizations. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, for Andromedan and Starseeds, it does feel like there's conflict resolution. It feels like there's conflict resolution during this 2-week period. And at the end, we're going to be able to move on to like bigger and better things. That's what it's saying. Yeah. Like brighter days, bright future ahead. But yeah, this is more working through conflict, it feels like, during this 2-week period. Anything else? Some chance and luck for Andromedan and Starseeds too. It's just like, show me literally like the flip of a coin. Like sometimes it just comes down to the flip of a coin, right? It's like sometimes you'll get something, sometimes you won't. Like there's just going to be some element of luck in this 2-week period for you guys. Chance, luck and chances kind of come in. So be open to playing with luck, be open to playing with chance. Don't be afraid of it. Just be like, hey, like, okay, maybe I will enter this contest because yeah, I mean, why couldn't it be me? You know, like I enter contests all the time where it's like, okay, 50,000 people are going to enter this contest. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to take 2 minutes to enter it. Maybe it'll be me that'll win. Maybe it won't be me, but like, why can't it be me? Right. So it's like embodying that, like, why can't luck or chance be on your side? So yeah. All right. So that is it. That is our full moon messages for Starseeds. Thank you guys so much for joining. I just want to say again, I would love to have any of you in a reading with me to understand what type of starseed you are. I have that linked below, but I also have a ton of other readings too. So it's not just starseed types. I do all different kind of like past life readings, star family readings. I do Akashic business audits if you have your own business or you want me to audit your career. So please just go subscribe and then check out the different readings that I have below. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining and have a wonderful full moon. Bye.